Hi there, I'm Madeline Ginder, and here I am to reflect on our previous assignment where I've created a unit, and to summarize that unit, it is for a second grade classroom. It was a math lesson where I focused on the Kansas Standard 2.MD.8, which is solve word problems involving dollar bills, quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies using money and sentence symbols appropriately. So first of all, I really wanted to focus on students understanding money and recognizing coins and then being able to count coins. And I felt once they've mastered that, then we can start this unit of word problems. So to begin, how the tasks yield appropriate evidence of understandings. First, I implemented I can statements that stem from the math standard, and I felt with that, I already knew ahead of time that the activities were appropriate and standard-based. And so students, again, being able to master counting money, once they were able to do that, then solving word problems is an easier task for them. So to see if there is evidence of understanding, I had implemented exit tickets at the end of our lessons. At one point, students create their own word problems that involve money. And finally, we do use our iPads to get on our apps that are called Splash Math and Zern. And through this, I receive feedback from the resource, and I can see where students are at and whether or not they are understanding the curriculum. A real-world application, this is pretty obvious as it is a money unit. So first, I liked to use the play money, the manipulatives, and if students can count out money using that already applies to the real world and counting actual money at the store. An additional way that this applies to the real world is how to solve real world word problems. Yes, they are creating their own word problems, but they're also given word problems to solve, which are easily applicable to real world situations. Finally, identifying and counting money is an essential skill in life. So overall, this whole unit I feel like is crucial for students to master as they will carry it on years to come. Assessments and evidence of learning. So throughout the whole unit, I have students working on their whiteboards. That gives me opportunities to walk around and see where students are at with their understanding. Additionally, the apps on their iPads are assessments. Solving student-created money word problems independently allows me to measure their learning. There is an end-of-module unit to assess the entire standard, and that assessment was used to create the activities throughout the unit. And finally, at one point during one of the days, there is a matching card game where students are to match a word problem with a correct amount. So that's additional assessments right there. With student reflection, this is something that I kind of want to revise in my unit. I felt there wasn't much opportunity for students to self-reflect and see where they are at. Yes, there are I can statements, but I want to ensure that I'm looking back at those I can statements as a class and allowing them to have kind of an opportunity of conversation with themselves to determine whether or not they're mastering those I can statements. So that is one revision I want to make. Students can see their growth on Splash Math. They do earn coins through that the more they practice and succeed on there. So again, this is something that I would like to work on within my unit next time. Finally, my revisions. I think definitely I need to make this unit longer. I had it only about 4 days, and I think it could be honestly a 2-week unit, depending on where students are at with money. I also want to implement more interventions and plan ahead there. I feel like this is a place where I kind of struggle all around in teaching. So just kind of having intervention plans in place prior to teaching the unit so I know what students can do at my teacher table if they need more assistance. And finally, more opportunities for student self-assessment, as I said prior, where students are able to reflect and see where they are at with the unit. So here is my reference of the Kansas State Standards, and thanks for listening.